The whole phase is a term used to describe sexual liberation in the dating scene.
Men are celebrated for this. Yeah. You go to a party, you bag 3 girls. Oh, dog. Wait till I tell you what happened at this party. I had 3 of them.
I've heard of the whole phase way before, the TV show Insecure. Right. I feel like it's something all women go through. We go through it right after, a breakup. That's not a problem. The problem is if a woman stays in the whole phase.
We put this holy grail on sex and how you're supposed to do it and who you're supposed to do it with and how many times you're supposed to do it. Most women will tell you their biggest problem is not busting it open for somebody. It's busting it open to the person they really want to bust it open to.
True.
That's
If the dude comes along that she really want to bust it open to, what you think gonna happen? Hey, it's the You and You podcast.
Yeah.
Once again, it's on.
We done survived another show.
We survived another show. Everybody woke. Yeah. Wave, say something in your mic.
Wave, say something in your mic.
All right, there you go. That's better.
I'm asleep.
We here.
Never woke.
First of all, we want to start out by saying thank you. We are celebrating over 300 subscribers.
Woo! Yeah, thank you.
Over 1,000 downloads.
Hold on. We got over 300 subscribers?
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, so what's the saying? Never despise small beginnings. Mm-hmm. For us to be at this on iTunes for what? Maybe 2 months? About 2 months. That's pretty good.
300. Y'all hardcore out there.
Hey,
big shout out to y'all.
Yeah, I appreciate
Thank
that.
you for all the feedback we've been getting. The ladies have really been telling us that they really enjoy the show.
Really?
Yes.
They done heard me talk on here?
Yes. yes.
That's surprising.
They're really enjoying the show. So we're just celebrating a lot of things. Most importantly, son is a daddy for the 3rd time.
Yeah. Don't clap that up.
He already has 2 baby girls. Mm-hmm. What's the ages, son?
My oldest is 6 and my youngest is 3.
6 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
Him and his wife will be bringing in a 3rd. And son, let them know what you having.
A boy.
A baby boy.
I know I'm geeked up.
Hey, welcome to the club, man.
I know, right?
So this shot of, what is this a shot of, Rip?
It's a shot for son's baby boy.
A shot for baby boy.
His name will be Asaya Michael Malone.
All right.
That's a nice pro-black name.
He sound like a ball player.
Tap.
Sound like a radical to me.
All right, now.
That wasn't worth it.
Woo. Whatever that was didn't cost a lot of money.
Right. Thank y'all for that, though.
It was not expensive.
That takes like 93 octane. Lowest price, guys.
All right, so I'm going to try to work through this. It's the You and You podcast. I'm O King Johnny, OH_KING_Johnny. Next to me is
Scott Heggs, author of the hottest new book on Amazon. Thanks to all y'all. Hypocrisy in America. Check me out on Amazon. I know everybody's talking about it. I don't want y'all to be left out. Drop a comment. Subscribe to the show. Let's just keep it going, y'all.
And next to him is
This is your boy Littles1126 on Twitter and Instagram. I ain't promoting shit. Just holla at me when you get a chance.
And next to him is
It's your boy, son, the baby maker. And if you don't think I'm sexy, your mother would. Gang, gang.
Oh! And next to him is
He is I and I am him. It's your boy Rip, the spiritual gangster. You can check me out on greatestiamblog.com. On Instagram, that's greatest.i.am.blog.
And last but not least,
Save the best for last. This is Waves back in the building. You can find me on all the social media. Waves, WAVEZ_DC.
hey, and it's the You and You podcast, unproductive and unapologetic. You can find us on iTunes, on Google Play Music, Player FM, Beyond Pod, and other places.
And outside the shrimp boat on Wednesday.
So we are here like we never left. It's the You and You podcast. Let's get into it. So, like always, we hang out on social media and we find good things to talk about. Mm-hmm. And I came across a rant that Tyrese gave regarding The Rock And apparently, The Rock is doing a spinoff. Littles, give us the backdrop of this story. Oh, before we do that, did you have any reviews?
Yeah, just new album from Division dropped. What was that, Friday?
Okay.
That
Yeah, it's
fire.
Yeah, it's a dope album if you love R&B. It's traditional R&B. He can sing. Is a one singer, one producer. He's on OVO, Drake's label. Check that out. It's called The Morning After. So that's dope. Also
I
check
heard
out
about them.
Also check out Gucci Mane new album, Mr. Davis. That was fire.
Yeah, I agree. It was.
That's about it for the music.
Okay. That's it? You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, now give us a backdrop on this story. Tyrese and The Rock.
You want me to do it? All right, bet. All right, well, Fast and Furious 9 was set to come out in 2019, I believe. The release date's been set in stone for 2 years. And a couple movies ago, they talked about The Rock having a spinoff for his Hobbs character, but nothing ever came from it. But apparently now, the Hobbs is getting a solo movie with Jason Statham that's taking over the Fast and Furious 9 slot and pushing that back an additional year.
Okay.
So I guess Tyrese felt the kind of way from Fast and Furious 9 not coming out on time
Okay.
due to the Rock movies. And you saw his rants, his mini rants on Instagram, basically saying you ruined the Fast family and this, that, and the third. You're not really, as some would say, gang. So yeah, he was kind of pissed at that.
All right. So I was just taken aback at first because I was like, I didn't totally know the story, but I was like, Tyrese really has a lot to say about this. So he was going in on how Fast and Furious is a family and you don't go against the family and, the brotherhood and all this. And my first thought was Tyrese in the first Fast and Furious? Didn't he come along like...
He came in the second one.
Yeah,
Oh, he came in the second. He's been there since the second one?
Mm-hmm.
God dang, I didn't realize that. But okay.
Yeah, second one.
So let's start with Waves. What's your take on the whole thing?
It could go either way, honestly.
Talking your mic.
It can go either way because it's like, if Rock don't do it, he missing out on money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And since if he do it, everybody else missing out on money.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So if I was The Rock, I would probably do my movie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because the Fast and the Furious still gonna get done regardless.
Right. True.
You know what I'm saying? So
True.
you can't always come across these opportunities with these extra movies. It ain't like you can just go to the store and pick one out or something like
Right.
that. You know what I'm saying? So I think Tyrese got to understand it's a business
Right.
also.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So that's what I'm gonna say for right now, man.
Son.
This is what I have about the question about the whole situation.
Okay.
Would Tyrese be mad if The Rock said, "We want you in the movie with me"? Like if Rock
That's a good
said,
question.
"You know what? We doing this movie. Fast 9 ain't getting done, but I want your part to be in the Hobbs movie." Would you be? Oh, no, you're going against the family. Would you do that then?
Then he'll readjust the brotherhood.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't get that.
That's a very good question.
That's a
I
good
get
question,
that.
Scott.
I mean, it's Hollywood. I mean, these guys are actors. You can't be mad at The Rock because he's working. I
Right.
mean, as far as I know, The Rock, he don't own Fast and Furious.
Right.
He don't write it. He don't produce it.
And he wasn't there in the very beginning,
Yeah,
so
so-
he might not feel like he's a part of that brotherhood.
Yeah, so, I mean, the people in Hollywood offered him a job, and he took it. And the last time I checked, The Rock was the highest paid actor in Hollywood.
Facts.
So why is he going to turn down that check?
Exactly.
And the Fast and Furious 9, 12, 13, 14, whatever, they still going to get done.
Right,
So
right.
why is Tyrese mad? Like, dude, you mad because somebody else is working?
Yeah, I don't know. Littles, you want to rock?
I mean, if Rip, you want to go or you want me to go?
Go ahead.
All right. First of all, I feel like The Rock is shady as hell. Okay, for those that don't know, when they were filming 7, and I'm sorry, when they were filming 8, The Rock and Universal Pictures shot a bonus scene that was supposed to be at the end of 8 that would start off the Hobbs movie, like as a little secret spinoff. Vin Diesel, who's the main producer, got wind of that, and he cut that shit out of the movie.
Okay.
So they tried to do that without his knowledge, and he's the star and the producer of it.
Okay.
So that makes The Rock seem super shady by doing that without letting the main star and producer of the movie know.
Okay.
They tried to be real secretive on the low.
Okay.
So about that, and I feel like, okay, say we're a podcast, we all got we're doing a movie. Movie is set in stone for a year from now, but one of us becomes a breakout star, and they offer John, you got your breakout movie that's gonna take our summer spot next year. You not gonna feel a way about you pushing us back a year? Should we not feel a way? Our stuff was the date was set in stone.
I hear what you're saying. Now, I would probably feel a way about it because it's us. We go back to Pampers. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? If I was The Rock and it was a Rock Tyrese situation, I don't know because I don't owe Tyrese nothing at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Rock might be looking at it like we're co-stars. You know, nigga, you talk brother, but nigga, you ain't my brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm light skinned, you dark skinned. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on. You could, like somebody said, you could look at it either way. You know what I'm saying? It's two sides to it, and I get where both people are coming from, but I'm gonna go somewhere, but I ain't gonna go there yet. But I get what you're saying. But like I said, if it was us, I would probably feel, like, nah, let's do the joint together first, and then we can come back and revisit my spinoff. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Rip.
Okay. Let me take some meditative breaths. Because Tyrese, I'm about to Nama slay your ass. Nigga, why is you tripping off The Rock having a spinoff movie? And you talking this family stuff. Now, let's go back. TGT.
I knew it. I knew it.
Tyrese, you was doing the same shit in TGT. You didn't want nobody else to have the same amount of money that you was having in TGT because you thought you was the biggest star.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So now you saying The Rock can't have a spinoff movie. So I'm kind of feeling like maybe you mad because you not getting your spinoff movie.
Mm.
Is that the case? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Because The Rock is one of the biggest stars in Hollywood. I feel like you on the sidelines kissing Vin Diesel's ass because you want to stay in the boat of the Fast and Furious franchise.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like The Rock should get a spinoff because he has an established character. He's one of the biggest stars in Hollywood. And it would just add to the so-called Fast and Furious universe.
Mm-hmm.
So by him having the spinoff, that's going to allow y'all to have many more opportunities to get on film, whether it's in the official Fast and Furious franchise or in one of the spinoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you just being a hater now.
I agree.
I feel like when it comes to TGT, you ain't want nobody to be on the same plane as you.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of feel like Tank is a bigger star than you in the music game.
Really?
I do.
Wow.
Tank is the most underrated R&B artist
Facts.
or writer out here.
Yeah.
Now, underrated, yes, but you think that makes him a bigger star?
I think Tank is bigger than Tyrese. I think he's a better artist overall musically than Tyrese.
I think you
I
forgetting
think
somebody.
Tyrese is feeling himself.
I think you're forgetting Genuine
Yeah,
outsold both of them
Genuine.
together.
That's
true.
right. And Genuine
true.
is making a lot of money out on them tours just off of one song, Pony. So I kind of feel like Tyrese is just being a hypocrite right now, doing what he doing, and he just mad because he not getting the spinoff.
Okay.
And I'll leave it at that.
Can I piggyback on
Go
that
ahead,
just
go
for a
ahead.
second? What about when Tyrese said in his first rant, he said, he's not saying don't shoot the movie, just don't shoot it now so we can do 9. What about that?
I feel like this is helping the franchise even more because when you come down to it and you follow the whole Fast and Furious franchise, 7 and 8 have been kind of mediocre. And by giving time for 9, I think it's giving them more time to develop the movie overall and the writing overall for the series.
Okay.
The Rock and Jason Statham is going to sell movie tickets.
Yeah.
Tyrese ain't going to sell no tickets.
Movie tickets. Anyway.
I'll just say that nobody in that franchise is getting any younger, so they're pushing it back an extra year. Nobody's getting younger. Vin Diesel was almost 50, as well as The Rock.
But
I mean, but is there age cap on driving a car real fast?
I mean, at some point, it gets like, all right, dog, you're 50.
But this is
It's
my thing.
Hollywood.
If they've made it to 9 movies,
Which is unheard of.
I mean, at this
my
point,
God.
let the chips fall where they may.
But like-
It's-
but like-
what franchise has gone 9 movies?
Probably
It's still gonna
Jason,
sell. It's
Jason
still
and
gonna
Freddy.
sell
probably.
regardless, though. I feel it's still gonna sell regardless.
Yeah, I think
You know
this
what I'm
is
saying?
just giving it
Everybody's still gonna-
longevity.
yeah,
Well,
everybody's
Well,
still
I
gonna-
haven't seen 8
spin-off.
yet, so it give me some time to catch up.
but like Rick was saying, by them doing the spinoff, it also helped them create characters to bring to Fast 9. If you doing something over here, it's like, all right, now we got new faces to come to Fast 9, and you got a better script. So to speak.
So 8, I haven't seen 8. I just realized I haven't seen 8 because 7 was the one where they were chasing the dude that Rockman do the movie with, right?
Yeah.
Rock went in-
was it?
Rock went in 3 of them.
Yeah, 7. That's right.
That's
Yeah.
7.
It
So
was
8.
Jason Statham.
So was 8 good? I haven't seen 8.
I like that.
I haven't seen it.
It
I
was-
mean,
I
it's
liked it, but it was
like
mediocre.
It was about the same. You know what to expect when you
Yeah,
see
you know
these
what's gonna
movies.
happen.
Okay.
The only outstanding one I'll probably say is 5. 5 was the game changer when The Rock came in. you
That
know.
was The Rock's first one.
Yeah, The Rock's first one.
So that leads me to a question, another question, sort of in the realm of what we're talking about. So, what is the cutoff point in friendship or brotherhood? Like, because I sit back a lot of times and I think a lot of rules and things that we have lived and gone by need to be rewritten. Because I think the world is different. And I'm asking, what's the cutoff point? Like, what is too far? Because how much of a friend are you on the flip side from keeping me getting a spinoff movie? Are you really a friend?
Yeah, I feel like Tyrese, he's already an arrogant, narcissistic ass dude. So I feel like, why is you mad because he's getting? This is just giving the series and the so-called universe, the Fast and Furious universe, more clout, and it's giving y'all more opportunities to keep going.
Right, but I'm saying let's say Tyrese and The Rock are the best of friends. What's the cutoff? Like, what's too far for as a friend? Like,
I
at
think-
what point has Tyrese or The Rock have gone too
I
far?
think anything in Hollywood when we friends is almost like, how can I say I'm doing something wrong by taking this job? Because even though me and you might like a role, but I don't know you like the role. And then we show up together and they say, oh, nah, I want Antonio. And you like, why would you take the role if you know I want to do it? Dang, I shouldn't take the role because you didn't get it?
Yeah, because
you know
Hollywood
what I'm saying?
is a small world.
Yeah, you can't get.
But you can even take that down to smaller things. But I'm just curious. Like, is there really a right or wrong in this situation?
I don't think Tyrese should have made it public.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's what I was gonna say too.
Yeah.
If we best friends or we
Brotherhood.
brothers,
Why you make
we
it
would
public?
have
You
first
got
of all,
my
I would
number?
have a conversation with you and
Right.
be like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. If he ain't had that
Bingo.
conversation with him, they ain't that
Hold-
they ain't that
bingo.
Hold
brother.
up. Hold up. First rant. He said, I hope you remember the conversation we had in the trailer. So they obviously had a conversation. And the way Tyrese is making it seem, Vin Diesel and maybe other characters had an opportunity for a spinoff and nobody else did it. So how's that going to look? If everybody here had an opportunity for a spinoff and they said, nah, we good. And you said, I'm going to take a spinoff. How does that make you look?
But the conversation in the trailer could have been pretty much the same conversation that we was privy to. Him telling him basically you can't do it because we this brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? True. And my thing going back on the, even if you did have a conversation with me in the trailer, I said last show, I don't get these stars that got to do everything in front of everybody. What is that? That to me is like you need some stroking of some kind. And now that people jive frying Tyrese online, now he posts a picture that he bought his mother house, and so he's trying. And see, I'm a people reader. You know what I'm saying? And I read that it's like, okay, now you trying to, because he went from, yeah, you don't know. It was basically like Tyrese was like, I'm this huge star and you don't know who you messing with type thing. You know what I'm saying? And Rock ain't paying his ass no mind. So now he got to spin it a different way and like, you know, sometimes I just be, I'm just passionate about stuff I say. No, nigga, you want attention and the attention didn't go the way you thought it was going to
Trying
go.
to flex.
You know what I'm saying? You was trying to flex. And I just think at the end of the day, I don't really think it's nobody's wrong. I agree with Son though. Why go public with it? You know what I'm saying? Or Waves, whoever said it.
It don't
Why why go public with it? You know what I'm saying?
Call that man.
Just keep that between us or whatever. And if I decided I still want to do a spinoff, then you just got to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is.
I mean, Then you gotta think it's only two more movies,
Yeah,
right?
it's only supposed to be
It's only
10 total.
10 total. So
Fast and Furious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so if you do the spinoff, that could lead to bigger things. Like that could lead
More-
to bigger,
more
yeah,
opportunities,
More
yeah.
opportunities after the Fast and the Furious.
Yeah. And like I said, I guess I got to see 8 now to piece it all together. But at the end of the day, I just thought it was funny as hell for Tyrese to come out like this against The Rock after all that he did with the TGT group.
Right.
I'm like, you just destroyed a group over the same crap, but you gonna preach to somebody else. But anyway, moving right along. Wow. Okay, so I came across a clip online. Rip, you got the clip? The brother was talking about leaders, and he basically was saying, Rip, what's the context? Can you break it down for
I'm
me?
gonna play it for you.
Okay. You got the thing plugged up?
All right, here we go.
I mean, don't hit your blunt and try to talk to me some wisdom when you know what I mean? You buy weed, it's literally getting somebody locked up. Like, it's literally you the customer that's getting somebody locked up. Don't talk to me about that. You know what I mean? Even with alcohol, we be like, yo, it's liquor stores on every corner. Right. But we buying the liquor. Come on, don't. If you're not willing to sacrifice those things, if you're not willing to discipline yourself, don't talk to me about Malcolm X. If you're not trying to discipline yourself the way Malcolm X disciplined himself. If you're not willing to give up drugs, willing to give up habits, we ain't even talking about how a lot of these people that be trying to push our community forward can't stop having sex with all these women. Mm-hmm. And that's the root of the problem when it comes to fatherlessness in our communities. That I want to have sex with all these women that I don't want to have a relationship with. I want to have situationships with. And then a baby comes, and then you wonder why you don't got no father. If you're not willing to give up those things because you know those things, y'all not dumb. Y'all know those things.
Wow. So when I heard that, I was like, man, I don't think I've ever heard nobody call out
Black people like that.
leaders like
Yeah,
that.
he
You know
called
what I'm
out
saying?
everybody.
And when you think about it, can we name a leader of any kind that hasn't had some type of scandal or controversy? You know what I'm saying? And basically what he was saying is, how do you call yourself a leader and you don't have discipline or self-control? But you're going to lead somebody and tell somebody else how to do their thing. I really want to hear this from you, Scott. What do you think about it?
What he said has many layers, and I'm
Powerful.
gonna go. It was very powerful, and it has many layers. I'm gonna go through them as quickly as possible. I'm not gonna take up a whole lot of time. First thing,
No, take your time, brother. We got
Well,
all night.
well, you know, since you put it that way, look, you can't be a hypocrite. You can't, on one end, lead the people and tell them how they need to move forward as a community, but at the same time be a part of the problem, destroying your people by, selling drugs, using drugs, abusing women, doing things in the community that add to the community's destruction, but you want to, lead them to the promised land. So
Right.
you can't be a hypocrite.
Right.
Also, there's no such thing as a perfect person.
That's true.
True.
Everybody got problems, brother.
That's true.
I mean,
That's true.
You can't name one person. Like you said, hey, Dr. King had his issues.
Yep.
Malcolm had his issues. Elijah Muhammad had his issues. W.E.B. Du Bois. I can go on I can go on and on and on and on and on all night. No such thing as a perfect person, but at the same time, you never know. Look, wisdom comes in many forms.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a lot of wisdom from a person that he himself is not perfect.
That's true.
Like Elijah Muhammad was not perfect, but Elijah Muhammad had a lot of wisdom.
That's very true.
And you could say that for all of our leaders. And the thing that I would really like the people to get is this: Black people have been looking for a leader for ever since Dr. King died.
Mm-hmm.
Look, Black people, we don't need another leader, because as soon as they kill the leader, we lost for another 60, 70 years.
Right.
We just need to come together. You be the leader.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you yourself know you're not perfect, but just because you're not perfect don't mean you can't strive to do
For
the right
perfection,
thing.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what he said, honestly, it sounded like he was talking out of frustration. Because there's no such thing as a perfect person. If there's there'll never be Jesus isn't going to float down from heaven perfect in every way and just lead our people to freedom. That's never going to happen.
I agree. Go
Can I
ahead,
say
sir.
something about what
Go ahead.
Scott said? So most of the thing, this is why I don't talk about a lot of politics, because why? Okay, I feel like we don't have, like you said, look for a leader. But this is why we don't get a lot of things accomplished as a black community, because we don't have a leader. We don't have that powerful person to be like, we might all agree on something, but if our powerful person not up here like, hey, this is what we fighting for, then you're not going to get nowhere. So everybody protesting stuff, it's like, we protesting it, but you're not getting nowhere when you don't have a leader.
All right, son, let me ask you. I'm sorry. I didn't
No.
mean to cut you off. You finished?
Yes, go ahead.
Let me ask you a question. Who's the leader of Jewish people? Who's the leader? Who's the leader of white people?
Donald Trump.
I'm gonna hey, but see, the difference in that is they run the country.
But
They run the country.
How
Though.
did they run it?
Good job.
Brother, they came together as a people and said, we're going to do what's best for our community.
Yep.
We don't need one. Let me tell you something. When JFK was assassinated, the white community didn't fall apart. They put somebody else in that seat, and they kept on going.
Yep.
When a Jewish leader dies or passes away, they put somebody else in that seat, and they keep on going. We've been conditioned to think we need one person that we can follow, but as soon as he takes a bullet, then what happens?
Yep.
But then why haven't we put anybody there since Martin Luther King? Well, yes, I'll go with that.
Well, I would say for one, nobody wants to take that bullet.
Okay,
Real talk.
But
nobody wants to take that bullet.
I hear what you're saying.
And for two, look, it's not about appointing one person to lead a whole race of people. It's about it's almost like group economics.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Everybody puts in a little bit and it adds up to something real big.
True, I agree with
You know
that.
what I'm saying? Everybody, you do what you're supposed to do wherever you live at in America to make your community better, and you know what I'm saying, the whole community gets better. What's the saying? If you put water in the ocean, the boat rises or something like that. If everybody does a little bit,
That's true.
You know what I'm saying, we all get better together. We all come up together.
But how can we get everybody to do a little bit? Is what I want to know. It's like this, right? Who can I go to? Because I'm a person that's outside looking
outside,
at. Let's say
right?
I'm outside looking at. Who can I go to say, hey, what should I do for my community to do my little water in the boat or whatever?
I'm glad you asked that, brother. It's an old saying. It's called each one teach one. Look, you don't have to be Malcolm X. You don't have to be Dr. King. You don't have to be Nat Turner. If you got a you know what I'm saying, a little brother or some cousins or some kids in your community, you see they doing some stuff that they don't need to be doing, pull them to the side and talk to them. Give them a little bit of wisdom that you got and try to put them on the right path. That's all you got to do. You know what
I'm saying,
Put that
bump
work
all
in.
that talking, bump all that protesting, bump all of it. If we don't bring our dollars together,
That's
That's
important.
a fact.
if we don't lobby Congress and people in power, we gonna always be in the same. You don't need a leader. You don't need to put a little bit in no boat. You need to put your money in the pot, and we need to get enough money to shake some things up.
But-
the reason why you talked about Jews, Indian, the gay community. Dollars, man. They women's rights. Dollars. They put their money together. They lobby the officials. They lobby Congress, just like your insurance company do, just like your cable company do. You name it. They lobby government to get laws and stuff passed in their favor. If we want to go against police brutality, we got to put some money up and get them the right laws in place that make it so that police can't beat our ass whenever they feel like it. It's going to take dollars. That's it. Bottom line. And the biggest issue with the black community is we'll march, we'll put up memes on social media, we'll talk till we blue in the face. But we will not reach in our pocket and put up no money unless it's for Jordans, Xbox 2K18,
Nah, mine's Madden, cuz.
or Hennessy. That's it.
All three great causes. Don't be mistaken.
Hey,
Hey, I got 2K18. I got a ball of Hennessy. But y'all get what I'm saying.
Yeah, everything
It's-
you said was
it's
1,000% right.
It's dollars. And until we realize that if we gonna march, we should be marching down to Congress and say, look, we got that bag. We want some stuff to change in our favor, and you watch how quick it changes.
Money wins all wars.
Then how much
It's
money
amazing
y'all
what
putting
money
up?
changes.
But hold on.
George Bush, your former president, says money trumps peace. That's the most powerful thing I ever heard from a leader. Money, what he's saying is it's all about the dollar bill. At the end of the day, it's all about the dollar bill.
But in order to make all that work, we got to come together and be willing to work
no
together.
doubt, no doubt,
Mhm.
no doubt.
If I don't look at Antonio as my brother, or if I don't look at another black woman as my sister, I'm not putting my money with y'all. Because
I agree with you.
I don't know what y'all gonna do with my money. This is my money. What y'all gonna do with it? That's how black people think.
It's the same thing I say about friendship, and I love all y'all. But the realest thing I think anybody could ever do is go in their pocket. When somebody go in their pocket and
That's how you know they're serious.
I know that it's the real thing. And I got friends to this day that hate my guts for whatever reason. But if we ever sat down in a room together and I say, name one of your friends that's went in their pocket and gave you money when you needed money, or name one of your friends that has put money towards a project or something that you was working on, and I guarantee you I'm the only one that's ever done it. But they don't talk to me, but they'll hang out with them niggas every day. You know what I'm saying? And that's why when people act like that with me, I don't lose no sleep about it. Because at the end of the day, I know I do what I'm supposed to do. My heart is always in the right place. Now, what you do, that's something you got to live with. You know what I'm saying? Money, dog. Money. If you got a boy and he ain't never looked out for you by reaching in his pocket, you might want to, look at that. Now,
All right, then I'm going to get away from this table because ain't nobody never reaching their pocket. Nah, that's all right.
But in some way, shape, or form, they have. In some way, shape, or form, they have.
I'm joking,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? But that's the number one sign. And I say the
I
same
agree
thing
with
in relationship, but that's a whole different topic.
Oh,
Anybody else
shit.
want to rock on this?
Yeah, I would.
Go ahead.
Going back to what the video you played, who is this person talking? Is this person perfect? He's like casting judgment.
That was
What's wrong with alcohol and what's wrong with sex if you're doing it in moderation, if you're doing it safe, you're doing it the right, quote unquote, the right way? What's wrong with all of that? I understand drugs are illegal. You shouldn't do drugs. Don't do drugs. But you're talking about drinking. Nothing is wrong with if you worked a hard week and you have a Friday and you have a drink. What's wrong with that? If you're out dating and you're having sex, what's wrong with that if you're using protection? There's nothing wrong with that. You can't cast judgment on anybody. You're not God.
Facts. Let me try to back him up for a second. We gotta also be careful that we don't make excuses. Let me explain what I'm saying. No, people are not perfect, but it's some things that we should practice self-control on. There are some things. Now, if you're gonna, my thing is, how can I put this? I like to drink wine. You know what I'm saying? I'm a wine drinker, especially a sweet wine. I love wine. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody stood up and said, wine is the worst thing ever, blah, 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 automatically I'm going to be taken back. I'm like, whoa, brother. You know what I'm saying? I like my wine. You doing too much. You know what I'm saying? You ain't perfect. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be careful that in us saying nobody's perfect, we not making excuses for certain things. Because nobody is perfect, but there's just some things that you probably shouldn't do.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
And like you said, it ain't nothing wrong with alcohol. Absolutely nothing wrong with alcohol. But there's something wrong with abuse of alcohol.
You got a problem.
Let's be for real. It ain't nothing wrong with sex and having sex with somebody you got some feelings about. But there's something wrong with abusive sex. You know what I'm saying? If you are when he was talking about sex, he was talking about having babies with women that you don't want to be in relationships with. That's the issue.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not the sex, but it's the things that sex can lead to if you being reckless about it. You know what I mean? So we got to kind of look at it in both aspects. You know what I mean? But nothing he said was wrong. Nothing y'all are saying is wrong. I think what happens is we have to find that median within arguments because there's always two sides to anything. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you could just agree to disagree. You know what I mean? But it don't stop you from putting your alcohol, your sex, and your babies out of wedlock. It don't stop you from putting that money up.
No,
The
it don't.
alcoholic can
It
put the
don't.
money up.
It
The
don't.
drug addict can put the money up. The sex addict can put the money. I'm saying I don't care what you do. Put your money up.
Put your money in.
Put your money in. Anybody else, Rip?
Yeah, when I first heard the video, I was like, okay, I'm like,
It was cut up too. We didn't get the full.
it kind of threw me off. I was just like, dude, I mean, like, you speaking on this stuff, but like, do you really know anything? Because
Wow.
one of the arguably our greatest black leader, Dr. Martin Luther King, was out here fornicating, and he look at all the stuff he accomplished. I'm just like, dude, why are you saying this? I understand what he was saying, but I'm like, are you doing this for, like, are you saying this to get a certain type of attention?
Nah, that brother
to
was
look-
speaking from his heart.
Yeah,
you
he
could,
was.
you
Yeah,
could tell in his tone.
I understand, but I'm like Little said, I'm like, do you understand that is no perfect person in this world? Do you understand like some of the things that some of our black leaders have done, but also have did? Like Martin Luther King, Elijah Muhammad. Like these dudes, they've done some incredible things for our community, but at the same time, they had their, as Scott said in the
Their
Kevin
vices.
Hart episode, they had their vices. So, I mean, I kind of feel like he should have calmed down on that a little bit, but I understand sometimes you get in the moment, you feeling passionate about something,
Right.
but
Frustration.
I kind of feel like, come on now, you have to be careful with that.
Yeah.
So I understand it from both sides.
And you saying too, like Martin Luther King was marching for equality and freedom of black folk. He wasn't marching for rapists and sex. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, what was his weakness is not what he was marching about.
right,
You know what I'm saying? So he was like, nah, I didn't say nothing about sex. I said we need equality and freedom. You know what I'm saying?
I want to have sex with a white woman.
But at the end of the day, like you said, it's just is two ways that you could look at it. I thought it was very interesting, and it just once again goes to show how we just all have vastly different thoughts when it comes to certain things, and sometimes one of the hardest things is to get everybody on the same page, because it's always going to be somebody that's going to have a rebuttal. But guess what? Everybody could put their money up. Ain't no argument there. You know what I'm
no
saying?
rebuttal on that.
Ain't no rebuttal on that. And going real quick, going back. Oh, Waze, did you have something you want to say?
Nah.
Okay.
We can keep it going.
Going real quick back to something you said about nobody wants to take that bullet. That's the big difference between folk like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and during that time of civil rights movement. Those people was not afraid to die for what they believed in. And now we've gained enough stuff in life to feel like that even though we don't agree with everything, we feel comfortable enough. It's like, yeah, the police might beat my ass, but at least I get to go home and watch cable and, do what I want and buy. And so we've sort of gotten comfortable enough that we're not going to put up but so much of a fight. You know what I mean? I had a contractor, well, he's a supervisor for a contract that's construction that's going on at my job. And we've been talking a lot. And we got on, he's on the whole Black Lives Matter, the All Lives Matter thing and all this, blah, blah, blah. But he asked me a question, and my response to him kind of blew him away when I said to him, I feel like black people was better off segregated. Man, I thought that white dude was gonna pass out on the steps. He said, I've never heard anybody say that. I said, yeah. I think we would have been better off segregated. I said, and I think if Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and others knew, if they could have seen ahead and seen what we was gonna turn into, they would have fought a totally different fight.
Well, that was Malcolm X's already, his page already. He wanted us to get ourselves together first.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. And here we are in 2017. We still need to get ourselves together first.
Not to sidebar, but that's always been the great debate amongst black leaders. Like
Oh,
you said,
yeah.
Dr. King was an integrationist. Malcolm, he was a segregationist.
Yep.
Going back even further.
And I'm Team Malcolm.
W.E.B. Du Bois and Marcus
Marcus
Garvey.
Garvey.
Yes.
W.E. Du Bois was integrationist. Marcus Garvey was a segregationist. So
Yes.
that's always been
Yes.
a big debate amongst the black leadership on how we should move forward this country.
Now I think we just need to put our dollars up. Shut up and put up. Bottom line. It's the You and You podcast, unproductive and unapologetic. You can find us on iTunes, Beyond Pod,
Google
Play Music,
Player FM,
Player FM,
Instagram, Twitter,
and Rivertown outside the movie theater every Wednesday.
Instagram at UANDU podcast is where you can find us on Instagram. And we do like to take our topic suggestions on the Instagram because that's the one that we probably check the most often.
Don't be shy. Reach out to us.
So a young lady hit us in the inbox. I'm not going to drop her name, and that's another thing. We will keep your identities clear. She says, the question was, for ladies, how should they deal with men that have mommy and daddy issues that are affecting the relationship? I didn't get a chance to get a deeper context from her, but what I believe she's saying is that your relationship with your mom or your dad or whatever the case may be is so much so that it's causing an issue within our relationship.
And she's talking about her man, right?
Well, she's a female, so I'm assuming she's talking about her man.
General.
So basically, she's saying that.
But it was a general question.
She's saying that basically he would pick his mother and father over her, basically.
No, kind of like how we talked about in previous episode when I spoke on the insecure men episode. When I spoke on how like my situation with my relationship with my mom and how that affected my relationships as far as how like my mom didn't give me a lot of affection or whatever, but I seeked out affection and stuff from women throughout my whole life, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Or your mom interfering too much in a relationship and causing problems in the relationship. So who want to rock first?
I'll go ahead and jump in.
Go ahead.
Generally, you know, I've everybody has heard of the mama's boy and the daddy's girl.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, generally, if a man has daddy issues, he probably don't like his father, and if a woman has mommy issues, she probably don't like her mother. But you know, usually it's an inverse relationship. You know, if you're dealing with a man and he's a mama's boy, he's probably going to need some type of professional counseling because I'm going to tell you where that comes from. And I'm trying to help you ladies out. If your man is a mama's boy, let me tell you what happened. His mother was such a monster, she convinced him that no decision that he ever makes in life is going to be the right decision unless she approves of it first.
Sheesh.
That's how she conditioned your man from birth. All right. So every time he can't do nothing without running to his mom first, because in his mind he thinks, well, if mom don't like it, then it ain't the right way to go.
Yep.
If mom don't approve of my girlfriend, if mom don't approve of my job, if mom don't like what I'm doing, then I just can't do it because it's not right.
Yep.
All right. And he's gotta snap out of that. And this, you know, they say what a girl's first love is her father, a man's first love is his mother. And, you know, of course, there are circumstances where it doesn't work out that way, but generally, that's the rule. So, if, you know, I've never really, maybe I'm ignorant, I've never really known a man to have daddy issues. All the men that, you know, I've known some men that just don't like their father, but, you know, it doesn't break them up about it. They, you know, they'll just curse him out and say he wasn't nothing, and they'll move on from it. So that's all I got on that one.
Let me speak on that. With the daddy issues thing, I feel like me and my father lived in the house, still married to my mother, all that, whatever. But we ain't have no relationship. So if me and my dad if I have daddy issues, it wouldn't affect my relationship with a female.
Right.
It'll more so be integrated in my relationship with y'all.
That makes sense.
So, like, just to piggyback on what I was talking about with my issues with my mom, like I was saying, just going out here seeking affection from other women or whatever, that caused certain issues with me as far as looking to find love from other women and not having no type of self-love or self-worth for myself or whatever. So that's probably one aspect of a mommy issue. And that was, like I said previous times before, that was part of the basis of where my depression came from. And when I was in counseling, like that's what we talked about damn near 95% of the time, like my relationship with my mother. And I used to be in counseling like, damn, when we going to talk about something else? And I kept trying to divert to something else, but the counselor kept bringing me back to that or whatever. So it's obviously something that, you know, if a guy deals with mommy issues, that's definitely something I feel like he's going to have to seek some type of help with.
Well, go ahead, son.
Can I say something real quick? Do you think that the woman should stand up to the mother? Y'all seen the movie with J-Lo and
I know exactly
Yeah, I know
what
when
what
she
you're
stood
talking
up to the
about.
mother,
Was that
and then he finally like, okay,
Yeah,
you know
I know
what,
what
this
you're
my
talking about.
woman. Like I feel like if a man have this, just me, what I think. If a man have mommy issues, I think you need to stand up in front of the mother. You got that's the only way.
You talking about the man?
No,
No,
the
he
woman.
said no.
That's
He
kinda-
said the
yeah,
woman.
No,
That's
no,
that
no,
could
no,
be
no, no,
sticky.
wait. Nah, listen, y'all think I'm saying like, hey, F her or not like
Right.
that. What I'm saying
I
is,
know what you're saying. I'm
you gotta
saying
be the woman. Show him that you can be the woman that you actually think his mother is. If that makes
Well,
sense.
brother, if you're
I
dealing with a
got
black
you.
woman, some FUs might come out. I
I'm
don't
cool,
know.
but she should be cool with that because you know what you're
But at the
getting
same,
into.
But at the same time, you don't want the woman in that relationship. Like I don't want my girl seeing my mommy issues and then trying to jump in and trying to be my mother
right.
after that.
No. I'm not saying trying to be your mother. It's more of showing you
Yeah.
that you don't need your mother
Yeah,
because I got your back for
I
real.
understand what
You
you're
know
saying, but
I'm
sometimes, like I've been in situations where a woman would try to be your mother, like,
Oh, now that's I think
and
that's bad.
they will play off your issues that you have and then try to be your mother for their advantage.
Yeah, that's crazy. Nah, I ain't saying that way.
Well, I guess I was sitting here thinking, I've been in a situation where a mother was too involved in the daughter's life, period, and it of course spilled over to the relationship, and that's bad. It was bad for me because one, you know, y'all got a pretty good sense of me. I'm a leader type, you know.
Yo, alpha
Type A
Alpha male.
personality.
That's a good one. I'm an alpha male. And that was a problem for me for moms to be trying to dictate what goes on over at my house. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, to the point where we almost got into like a fist fight. Like I mean, not that I was gonna hit her, but it was like if I didn't have good common sense, we would have been rumbling. You know what I'm saying? But I always, I listening to y'all, I was just thinking and hearing clear in my head, my mom saying to me when I was, you know, I guess teenage, you know, old enough to be leaving out the house, going on serious dates and meeting women, having serious relationship. She was like, I would never interfere with your relationship or even try to tell you who you should be with. Because at the end of the day, when the lights go out, you got to lay next to them, not me. So you better make sure that it's somebody that you love, you want to deal with, you want to be around, because I ain't got to see them but on Thanksgiving, Christmas, you know, maybe
Holidays.
maybe
Sometimes
New
you bring her
Year's.
over type of
And sometimes you probably won't even show up to that. But I was going to ask this. I had mom and dad both in the house. And my mom was like, my responsibility is your father. I don't have time to be worrying about what you're doing because I'm worrying about keeping my man straight. Is that a single parent thing? Is that seen more heavily in a single parent thing?
I have seen situations where single mothers it will almost be sort of creepy where their
That's
sons
they do.
would be their man. Yeah.
Wow.
I guess it would lead to
Talking to your mic.
It's all.
I guess it would lead to like the mother would be scared that the son will be leaving them by themselves because they dealing with a new
Right.
woman or whatever. So I guess it's another situation where since the mother don't want to be left by herself, she always gonna try to stick her, find some way to be in her son business.
Because I feel like if your mom is married, she ain't got no time to be, you know, she with her man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, my mother and father wasn't married, but they was in my we was living in the household together till I was about 15.
Okay.
So they was together for 15 years or whatever, and they separated. And I thank my mother and father because of the situation that you said. Like, I never had to. My mother will tell me how she feel about a woman, but she'd never be like, "No, you shouldn't talk to her."
Right,
like,
right,
I bring her around,
right.
she'd be like, one of those.
Right.
You know
And
what I'm saying?
that's how my mom was, but she was the type, like, she'll say, it was almost like she'll say, you know, you sure? And if I'm like, yeah, then she gonna leave it alone.
And being
But-
older, when you look back, your mother was probably right.
Yes, that's a
Yeah,
fact.
oh, most definitely,
probably
most
right.
definitely.
Facts.
But it was good too because I was able to figure out what I like and not going off what my mama like. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so I've never been with the woman that my mama think was good for me, you know, or my daddy for that matter. I was always dealing with somebody because I felt they were good.
You
for
was
me
your own man
at the time, you know. And I think, especially for men, women too, you need that. You need to be able to come into your own. Right. You know what I mean? And I guarantee you, nine times out of 10, whether your mama's with her dude or not, she was with your daddy because she wanted to be with your, and she ain't cared what nobody had to say about it. But here she is trying to tell you who you need to be with. That's not fair. You know what I'm saying? But her question is, how should they deal with that?
I think I don't think they should go the route that Son was saying where they saw the movie. I don't think the woman should stand up to the mother. I think it should be a conversation with
her dude.
The guy and this girl should have a conversation about how he should deal with his mom.
Right.
Because it's like, it's not a relationship with him and his mom. It's a relationship with him.
Right.
So I think the first conversation should be between them, and then he would have to lead the conversation to his mom and have to let her know that I'm going to have to do this on my own. I'm a man. There's no female one ain't going to like that. You know what I'm saying? That's not like no alpha. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my input on that.
So you don't think all three of them should have a conversation together?
No.
This ain't love and hip hop, son.
It's not.
That don't work.
We talking real life.
That's why I just said it's not a relationship with the son and the mother and the girlfriend.
So what if even though she had the conversation with her boyfriend and nothing changes, what should she do then?
I mean, then that's what she just.
I was just about to say she has to determine what's her cutoff
exactly
point.
because she already had the conversation where it's getting to the point where either you're gonna have to let this deal with this situation, or I can't be here. Don't be in a situation where you ain't happy.
Right. So bottom line, I guess what we're saying is, she's going to have a conversation with her dude about, this is what I'm feeling. It's going to be up to him how he carries that. Right. And then it comes back to her, and this is with anything in any relationship. You have to determine what's too much for you.
Yeah, facts.
And nobody else, not your good girlfriend, not your mama, nobody can tell you what's enough for you.
Right.
Only you can figure that out.
That's
Nobody
true.
can give you that answer.
Look, Ike, so can we be honest with her right now?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Her dude soft as shit.
He is.
He's soft.
You know what?
I don't care about. He's soft.
You want to rock on this little?
No.
Look,
I'm good on that.
to the woman that asked this question, look, I'm trying to help you. There's levels to being a mama's boy.
Yeah, it is.
There's levels to it. Look, if your man is a mama's boy to the point where it's interfering with your relationship, you need to pull him to the side and talk to him and tell him, look, you need to be a man and stand up to your mom. You're a man. You're not a little boy.
Right.
Either you're going to stand up to your mom or this relationship is not going to work.
Yep.
And if he can't do that, you need to move on. Because if he can't stand up to his mother, let me tell you something. A woman knows. Now, his mother knows. If he's not able to stand up to me, I control y'all relationship.
That's true.
And I dictate what goes on in that house.
That's true.
So if your man doesn't have the backbone to stand up to his mommy and live his own life, that relationship is not going to work.
And let me go a little deeper on that. And what is that saying about you as a woman? Is that saying that you like weak men? I mean, let's be honest about this.
That's deep.
Because it ain't a situation where this popped up later on. This is something that you had to see in the beginning.
The opinions expressed on this show do not reflect.
Nah, that's
I do
deep,
have
dog. That's
Go
deep.
ahead,
I
Little.
do have something about the mama's boy thing. Shouldn't you think about when you're picking your mate or you're going out with somebody, in the back of your mind, are you not thinking like, my mother gonna hate this chick? Just that never cross your mind? Like, I don't know, my mom gonna hate this chick, man. Like, why would I bring her around? You know,
So are
your
you
mama-
talking for the dude or you talking for the
I'm talking
woman?
as a dude, you out there
okay.
looking at a girl, you like, I like her, but my mom gonna hate her.
I ain't never think about it because I didn't.
neither.
Yeah,
I
honestly-
didn't need to
neither.
think that
Yeah.
because
Not
my mom was so hands off. That was never a thing. It was always. Now I will say this: there was a certain type of woman I wasn't gonna bring around my mama.
Right.
But that was less about my mama and more about there's a certain type of woman
Yeah.
I'm not gonna deal with, but so far to the point where she would even meet my mama.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? See, there's the woman that you might hang out with and have fun with,
And then
but
there's
that
the
don't
one
mean
that
she
you
gonna
take
meet
home.
your mama. The woman that meets my mama, well, I did one time introduce my mom to fling, I guess you want to say.
Oh shit.
But that was like by accident. We all ended up being in the same place at the same time. And it was like, oh ma, this is
You was backed in the corner.
yeah, ma, this is my friend such and such. But it wasn't like a, the family's getting together Sunday for dinner. I want to bring. It wasn't that type.
But
of
I'm sure
situation.
your mother knew. I'm sure
But whatever,
she
yeah,
had
yeah.
enough
Yeah.
intuition to know who was real.
Well, well, this was the one time. Now that I think about it, this is the one time my mom did say something, because at the time I was 20, and she was like 32.
Oh, yeah,
woman
mom's
was
gotta say
32?
something.
The woman was 32.
Mom
Yeah,
gotta
your
say
mom
something.
she got to say something.
Your mom probably wanted to fight her.
Nah, what was funny, my mom was like, so, babe, what you gonna do with that woman? I said, Mom, what you mean what I'm gonna do with her? Anybody else want to rock? Well, I'm gonna end it with this. In the words of Major Payne, the mama needs to pop that titty out his mouth and stop babying him. Women
crazy.
only love their relationship when they are happy. Did I say that right?
Hold on. That's what we going right
Yeah,
now?
that's what we
Okay,
going
let's
right
stop
now.
it.
Let me read this came up in the tweet that I found.
Okay, listen up, everybody.
On Instagram. Okay. So this tweet says, to be real, most women don't care if their man happy or not. Only when she's not happy or satisfied is when the relationship is in trouble. A happy relationship to a woman is when she's happy. Often us men put our women's happiness over our own happiness. Why? Because we care more.
Now
Can
that is
Can I
powerful.
say something right quick though?
Please do.
Son, go ahead and
But
rock.
explain that whole thing.
Okay.
Now the only reason I'm saying is because I'm married.
Okay.
You know the saying, happy wife, happy life?
Uh-huh.
That alone explains what he's saying.
Fact. That's the first thing that came to my head.
That's the first thing that
When
came
he
to my
read
head
that, I
when he
was
said
like,
that.
that was the
Happy
first-
wife, happy life.
But is that really
no,
true?
no, listen.
Is that
no,
true?
hold up. No, I don't want to say.
Happy dude, happy mood.
Nah, I don't want to. Nah, no, listen. I'm gonna speak for my wife.
Okay.
She like to keep me happy too, though.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna sit up here and stunt like she don't keep me happy, cause I do some fucked up shit.
I was gonna
And
say,
she, I don't mean curse. I'm sorry.
no, you can cuss.
All
And
right.
we
I
know you do
messed
some fucked up.
stuff. Yeah. And she still be like, you know what I'm saying? Like she by my side. So she do some stuff, I do some stuff. I want to keep her happy, she want to keep me happy. But her happiness is about the future, if that makes any sense. Because my happiness could be like the next day.
It's
like,
for the moment.
Slim, what's going on? Blah blah blah. And then her happiness is like, so we having a kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? We need to be situated or whatever. That's her happiness. So it kind of varies.
So based off of what you just said already, that tweet is situational.
Facts. I agree with
That's
that.
not every situation. That's not every relationship.
I agree with that.
But it definitely happens, and it
Yes.
happens a lot. It probably happens more than it doesn't happen.
Right.
Anybody want to rock? Who's gonna rock?
Let me tell you something, brother.
Tell us.
Tell you
man.
something. If your woman is happy in all phases of people activity, she don't give a damn how you feel.
Woo.
She don't care if you're completely miserable. She's happy. That's all that matters. As long as she's concerned, hey, he's with me. You know, he'll be okay. If you, let's say you love football, you love sports. Let's say you love sports. You're a sports guy. You love to watch sports. She hates sports. In her mind, she's like, you know what? I'm cutting the sports package off, ESPN.
Wow.
You ain't watching no more sports in this house because I hate it.
That's tough.
She'll cut it all off and she'll be on cloud nine. Now you can sit up with me and we can watch,
Cuddle.
Being Mary Jane and
Twilight.
and Scandal, and she's on cloud nine. She don't give a damn if you missing the game. She don't give a damn that you love LeBron. And LeBron, hey, she don't care.
I don't love LeBron.
Let me tell you something. What that post said is 100% right. As a man, your relationship is in trouble when the woman is unhappy. Whatever the woman is unhappy about, those are the issues that have to be addressed immediately, or your relationship is going to fail. If you're unhappy, she'll look at you like, look, deal with it. You don't like it that I don't bust it open every Tuesday and Thursday? Well, I don't feel like it. So what? You'll get over it. You'll get
some
over
points, dog. He has some points.
All right.
I ain't gonna fake like he's
I'm
not.
gonna say though, to piggyback on what you just said, you're right. If a woman's
is.
happy, she don't give a damn, but she better.
Go
Because
deeper, John.
one thing about dudes will quietly
Bow
be
out.
done.
Yeah.
That do happen. That's a
Women
fact.
are. I'm gonna give you this analogy. Women are like gangs. Guys are like mafia. Gangs are loud. They're gonna get caught by the police because they're gonna tell everybody what they did last night. That's them talking to their good girlfriend. They're gonna tell it all. They loud. They make noise. They always get caught. They always get arrested. Mafia moving silent. You never know why they killed the person, who killed the person. We watch gangster movies. They'll shoot somebody and drop the gun right there. You ain't gonna never know who. You won't find no gun on nobody. And what I'm saying is that when a man is unhappy, he gonna do that quiet stuff. That's when you gonna find out that for the last 5 to 7 years, he been banging a chick around the corner, or banging a chick on his job, or giving his attention to somebody that's insecure. You know, that person that's stroking him and saying all the right things, that's who his attention is going to. Yeah. So while you being happy and not paying attention because you on cloud nine, your dude's fucking around.
Yeah, you got to keep
No dude is going to sit there. I don't know no dude that's going to sit there. He might sit there unhappy, but when he ain't around you, oh, he happy. Go ahead, Wayne.
Yeah,
Am I lying?
That ain't been the name of the show.
I agree.
Happy dude,
man.
happy mood.
Go ahead, Wayne.
You definitely got to keep your man attention there. Like, if we not like happy, our attention span will lead somewhere else, and that's when other shit start happening. You know what I'm saying? It's like we like a little kid. You know what I'm saying? If you don't give us an iPad and sit right there or some shit like that, we gonna be trying to get into other shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I'm looking at it, the situation.
Yeah, and it goes back to what we just talked about. Unless you got a mama's boy. If you got a mama's boy, you could be happy. He could be unhappy. He sit there and take it, but most dudes not doing it. I'm telling you.
And we talk about this shit even our previous recordings. Like, man, you gotta express to your man, you know what I'm saying? Let him know he look good. Let him know I love you.
We
You
definitely
gotta
said this.
tell
Something
your man
simple.
that shit. If you simple shit, like how y'all like simple shit, we love that shit too. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not the only ones that like the shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we have feelings too.
Oh, baby, you smell good today. You look
know
good
what I'm
today. I
saying?
like that
Simple
on you.
shit.
Simple.
Yeah, be
No
like,
doubt.
oh,
Men are simple
Oh,
that
she
way.
noticed? Oh my God.
No bullshit. I'm about to kill him out here.
You gonna rock Rip?
I think when it all comes down to it, this is the way that the world has been programmed. It's programmed to think that
That's powerful.
men are just these Neanderthals and that we don't have any type of emotions or feelings or whatever. We may not express it the way that the women want us to express
We're
it,
not
but we're
loud
not
about
supposed to.
Yeah.
Facts.
We're two different type of creatures. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus.
Mm-hmm.
But we still have these feelings. When I first saw this, I was like, man, this shit is so fucking true. You know?
Yeah.
I felt this shit to my core that this shit was so true, man. It was like, I've been in situations where it's like, young, when I express my feelings to whatever female or whatever, it's like it's not even heard. It's just like
They hear you, they not listening.
I have to let it out, but then at the same time, I'm still reaching for you. I'm like,
Right.
but when it's a problem on your end, it's World War III.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing enormous amounts of apologies,
Taking her out.
buying her things, whatever the hell I got to do to get things back right.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, Jaheim out this month.
Put that woman first, nigga.
but when I got an issue or something, it's just like it's whatever. It's like
It's like you acting soft.
Yeah, I'm like, damn. I
acting
mean,
soft.
like, if we in a relationship, it's not 50-50. It's 100-100. We
Yeah.
supposed to be in this thing together,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Like, we supposed to be putting in the same work. If the way that the world is programmed, women, they gotta have this fairy tale happily ever after life. Y'all want to get married, have this, have that, white picket fence, all this other stuff. But at the same time, y'all have to give 100 just like y'all want us to give 100.
That's right.
I don't want to be sitting around feeling like I'm giving 1,000 and I'm only getting 75% from you. I mean, what the hell you expect me to do out here? Right. I mean, I don't know. It's just I'm glad we talking about this.
Well, I'm a quote Godfather real quick. And the Godfather said to his son, he said, women and children can be careless, not men. Not men. The way society has programmed, check this out. All the magazines, all the talk shows, all the radio shows cater to women. If a man reads something or listens to something that's regarding his emotions and his feelings, he's a punk.
Yep.
So we're programmed to be strong all the time, never shed a tear, never get hurt, and the women are programmed to think that it's never their fault. It's always the man. They got it all together. They would make the world go round. And that's basically what we're dealing with. We're dealing with, like a lot of things in life, the programming of it all. You know what I mean? You would never hear, I don't care how trifling a woman is, you would never hear a woman say, I ain't shit.
Yep.
You would never hear a woman say that.
Damn, that's tough.
Yep.
She could have abused and ran through so many niggas, and in her eyes, she is still the catch and the prize of the day. She could have past relationships and not one single nigga have a good thing to say about her, but she's still gonna think the most high of herself. Meanwhile, one chick that we love got all this bad stuff to say about us, and we say, man, I ain't shit. I ain't nothing but a dog. You know what I'm saying?
Dog.
I'm a dog. Women, nothing in life tells a woman she need to clean her shit up. You won't hear that from nobody. Maybe Y'all Only Fix My Life be saying that. I don't know. I don't watch the show.
We know Steve Harvey ain't saying it.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? The women, everything is the women got it all together. The women are always right. The women and the men, we just, like you said, we just Neanderthals. We just sit there like, huh, duh. You know what I'm saying? And then we don't help the matter when we do, huh, duh. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no problem speaking up for myself. Whether you get it or not, I'm saying it. You know what I'm saying? Look, I ain't feeling this. I tell my girl all the time, I say, babe, let me tell you something. When I ain't happy, you will know it.
Oh, that's a fact.
So if
My
I
wife
ain't
definitely
said nothing, then everything is cool. Cause she be like,
That's
you
a
know,
good rule to live by.
sometimes I just feel like, you know, you're not happy. I said, baby, let me tell you something. When I ain't happy, you will know it. You will be the first. I said, I promise you, you'll be the first to know. Nobody else but you. And that's just the way it is, man. I mean, the dude tweet is powerful. What he said is true. I just say it's situational. For every man that's listening under the sound of my voice, you better stand up for you. Bump what all these other dudes is doing. If you unhappy, you better tell her. And if she don't get right, then you do what you got to do. It ain't no rule to say you got to stay with a woman, you know what I'm saying, just because she a woman. If you're not happy, you're not happy. And you're really doing her a favor because being in a relationship and you not happy ain't doing her no good or you.
But we talked about this on a past show, how a man falls victim to his lust.
Yeah.
But a woman, she falls victim to her desire to be worshipped. In a woman's mind, her man has to worship her. He has to tell her that she's beautiful. He has to love her. He has to wine her and dine her. So as long as she's happy in the relationship, she feels like everything's perfect. She's not worried about what you thinking.
So bottom line, what we're saying is women are selfish.
Of course.
Yeah, we all know that.
That's John
Yes.
Woods J.O.
Women, stop being selfish.
They
It ain't
monsters.
about you all the time.
How many of us? Well, I don't know if everybody want everybody in the world to know that we all have someone. I'm gonna say I have someone.
Okay. You better. You
How
got a
many-
ring on.
Nah, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
You can't have your ring like, yeah, I'm single.
Nah, though. But how many of y'all women took y'all out? Like, hey, babe,
Oh, most
Friday coming up, I want to take you out.
That was I just.
It's gonna be a surprise.
Last
but I'm gonna
Friday.
take you out.
Yeah,
Yeah. Now you showed us. But the reason I bring that up is that alone shows you what you're saying about women being selfish. Like a lot of women don't say, "No, well, I'm gonna take my man out." Most of us be like, "You know what? I'm gonna get her nails done. I'm gonna take her to the movies. I'm gonna take her to dinner." Not a lot of women do that.
That's true. But I'm gonna say this, and we got to put this disclaimer out. It's not all women. It's not all women.
Facts.
But it's a hell of a lot of them.
Yes.
It's a lot of them. Probably 90% of them. 90% of the females is always posting selfies and half naked pictures. It's all them. All them chicks.
All y'all monsters. Every last one of y'all.
I do
Filthy and
appreciate that,
disgusting.
though.
Now, I'm not saying stop it, but I know what it is that you're doing. Look, it's just the world we live in, man. And fellas, hey, if you in that situation, you unhappy, you better stand up for yourself. Don't be no mama's boy. Stand up and say what it is and get her straight. And she might like it. Might give you something after that. You say, look, girl, I ain't taking this no more.
Now you take this.
Everybody good on that one?
Yeah.
I came across an interview. It was Monique and her husband, and they were talking about Kevin Hart, believe it or not. And I'm not going to get so much into what they were saying about Kevin Hart because we already have a show talking about the Kevin Hart situation. If you haven't heard it, check it out. But Monique and her husband have an open relationship, or what they call an open relationship, where basically if they want to do something outside of the marriage, they discuss it and, they go on. So it's never a cheating situation with them because if they're doing something, the other one knows that it's going down, basically. But the comment that she made that stood out to me more than anything was that they felt like being in a exclusive relationship is not natural. And that we have been programmed to think that that's a natural thing, and it's really not. They took a trip to Africa, and there was a royal family or whatever, and the husband had died. And her sons were all still sort of like living in this compound or whatever that they had. So these people are pretty well off. And each of the sons had multiple wives. And Monique asks, how do y'all do this with all these people? And the mother says to her, we do it with love. And basically what the mother was saying was, y'all have gone to America and have been brainwashed into thinking that you only supposed to be with one person, but that is not a natural thing. And I'm curious to how y'all feel about that. Who wants to rock first?
I'll go first. Okay, so when I heard that, like me, the first thing my mind led me to was the blackety black phase.
Okay.
So I'm thinking to myself, okay, we got to question everything that goes on here in America. Because, you know, it's a lot of things that we've been lied about.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, it's being with one person natural. So I'm like, that's a tough question because religion is a tricky thing sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, most of the time when you see these situations where the person is not with just one person, it's always more male dominated. So women, I'm on your side right now.
Okay.
These situations seem to be more male dominated where the man has 5, 6, 7 wives, but you don't see no situation where it's women with 3, 4, 5 husbands. So I'm like, so is it really natural or is it just a situation where we stuck in this male domination type thing?
Good. I like that.
I ain't think of that.
I ain't think of that either. I like that. Now, I'm gonna let somebody.
I ain't got no response to this. I don't know what to say to that shit right there, dog.
You know, I always got something.
Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna let you rock first.
Look, historically, polygamy is thousands of years older than monogamy.
Woo!
When we were in our homeland, multiple wives, that was just common practice.
Right.
Now let's get one thing straight. Polygamy, having multiple wives, has always been a right, not a rule. If the brother could handle multiple wives, he could have multiple wives.
That's what I'm talking
But if a brother could only handle one wife, he only had one wife.
That's what I'm about to
If he couldn't handle no wives, he ain't had no wives. Let me tell you something. Polygamy started as a European construct historically because the white woman did not want to share her husband's assets with anybody else. That's when monogamy started. But polygamy is thousands of years older than monogamy.
You getting a history lesson.
Hold on, wait.
Son is blown away. Son is blown away.
This is a historical fact, brother.
Hold on,
Go
wait.
for it.
How in the hell do he know that? Like,
Because
I ain't know that
he
though.
study and he reads.
I know a lot of-
That's crazy.
That's why he's sitting next to me on the U and U.
God, hold on, wait.
Hypocrisy in America on Amazon.com,
everybody
yo.
knew that?
I got more wisdom
You
for
knew
you.
that, Rip?
To a degree.
You knew that?
I ain't know that.
You
shit,
knew that?
I don't know much.
I know they ain't know that. Crazy.
You can look that up, brother. You can Google me.
You said you can Google me. Okay. Go ahead, Lucas. Go
I
ahead.
was about the polygamy thing, and
Okay.
I feel like polygamy it's okay in certain situations because maybe those women serve different purposes. This person does that. This person
Excellent.
does. I can do this with this person, but I can't do that with this person.
Excellent.
Maybe, it's obviously frowned upon in America, but I think it can be okay if you can, like you said, if you can handle it. Everybody can handle it.
I'm with you. Waves, you got something?
Hell no.
Man, I'm married. I ain't about to say shit.
Good man.
I'm going
I
there.
ain't saying
I'm going there. Now, Rip, you brought something to the table. I
definitely
never
did.
thought about it being a man. I just think man shit. I'm sorry. It's who I am. But you brought up a good point. Scott, you my man. You brought it in with the the whole history of polygamy, the whole nine. Littles, I totally feel where you coming from. So I'm gonna bring it to 2017. I know y'all married. Wives, it's all good. This is all before y'all. I just want to ask this question, and I want an honest answer. How many of y'all have dealt with more than one female before being married or period?
All of us.
Yeah,
That's everybody.
Yeah.
So I had
That's a no
multiple
for me.
girls. Like, what?
So to what Rip said, we all have firsthand experience that it can be done.
Ooh.
Of course it can be done.
It could be done. All right. So now, what Little said, I think is key. when I was dealing with different females, not necessarily in relationship or polygamy situation, but just dealing with different females, it was different things that I was getting from each one.
Right.
One, I liked to hang out with because I knew it was a good time. She get all my jokes. We laugh, it's all good. She was the fun girl. It's sort of like how they say now girls have these with guys. We invented it. We did it first. I had the girl that, understood when I want to talk serious, when I want to talk politics and history and and it was more of an intellectual thing. You know what I'm saying? It was the one that wore all the little skimpy clothes that, you know what I'm saying? Got down the way I like to get down. That's what we did. I say all that to say, I think when Monique, and because they was frying her in the comments. You so weak. You a weak woman. You let your man blah, 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 blah. And Monique was like, I don't want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? But, damn, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, so I'm saying, one, it can be done. Now, is it natural, unnatural? I think it's a natural thing. I think men are just naturally able to deal with multiple women. I think some women, it's proven every day, they have the ability to deal with different men for different reasons. So I'm not going to go on whether is it natural, unnatural or not. I'm going to just say it definitely can be done. And at the end of the day, if it's my house and I pay the bills and I can do it, like you said, who gives a damn? If the women are fine with it and I'm fine with it, it really ain't nobody's business.
Nah.
I think the problem is that when we hear stuff like this, especially like when Monique and her husband was talking, all our minds can think is sex.
Yeah.
We're so overly sexual that anything involving a man and a woman, we automatically think sex. I have female friends to this day that I have never been physical with in any type of way. I'm talking, one is 18 years, one is 20. 20 years I've been friends with these, with 18 and 20 years I've been friends with these two females and never done anything sexual. And I'm talking, we hung out, have slept in my bed, off late night hanging out, all that, nothing. Not no rub the booty, not nothing. So, y'all goofy. So, you know what I'm saying? Let's say I was dealing with those two friends in that aspect, and then I had 3 females that I was dealing with on a dating type of thing, but for like the 3 different reasons I gave. I'm dealing with 5 women. 2 of them I'm hanging out with like best friends. 2 of them I'm hanging out with because of 2 different type of conversations and experiences when I hang out with them, and 1 just know how to get it in. That's 5 women I just bounced.
That's true.
Prince Uchi.
So for now on is Prince Johnny. But I'm just saying, when she said it, I was like, when she told the story about, visiting Africa, I was like, wow. I mean, at the end of the day, like you said, if you could do it, what's the problem?
Ain't no problem.
You know why? I just thought about this. You know why is most men that have 5 wives and it's not too many women that have 5 husbands? Mm-hmm. Because men have outies and women.
But no, I'm gonna say one of the reasons, and I bet you women will agree with this. It's harder to find 5 guys that you like that much.
You just Go ahead.
It's harder to find 5 guys that you like that much than it is to find.
Right.
It's way more women that I could rock with than it's men that females can rock with.
Just the ratio in this country period, just in this area period,
Yeah.
the ratio from women to men is just it's probably like 11-1. It's just ridiculous.
And I'm gonna hit y'all with this, and then we gonna get up out of here. How would it be if you was never programmed to think that you were only supposed to be with one woman?
You'd have multiple women.
You'll be living
That's
like
just
Floyd Mayweather without
natural.
the money.
We would be living.
Bottom
laying,
line.
we would be living laying up in hospital beds. Dying of STDs.
Well, that's because the white man created STDs to kill us all. But I'm just saying, real talk. If you think about it, if we wasn't programmed the way we are programmed, we would not be getting married, and we would be dealing with multiple. It's just the truth.
Hey.
We would be dealing with multiple
Everything is all about programming.
people. It's
and-
all about programming. And if you don't think that we're programming every way, shape, and form, you are crazy. By now in 2017, if you don't realize that everything we say and do is not from some type of programming, you are crazy. Even polygamy, that would have been a programming.
Yeah.
It would have been a way of life, and we would have did it. And so all these people frying Monique, you weak, how's she weak? Her and her dude has sat down, talked, come together, and been together 20 some odd years in a happy relationship. Right. Meanwhile, you and your exclusive relationship getting divorced next week.
Right.
And your man cheating, sleeping with everybody.
It works for them.
It works for them.
Yeah,
What
just
works
do
for
whatever
them-
you do.
What works for them is it doesn't work for everybody else. It
Like-
works for them.
Exactly.
They found something that works, and they're keeping it that way.
Right.
And I think people need to get out of folks' bedrooms because, like I said,
Right.
at the end of the day, all we talking about is sex. Get out of people's bedroom. If it's not for you, then it's not for you. And I actually said that in the comments. I said, look, if you about being with one person, all y'all women on here, Dog and Monique don't even got nobody.
Yeah.
So you find you one.
Right. And let's be real. Most of the time, people be out here criticizing somebody and be doing the same damn
Doing the
thing
same
that they
thing.
criticizing somebody for.
But
Most
that's
definitely.
that's just how our society is, man. They so quick to judge something.
Everything.
You know what I'm saying? Even it don't even have to be your situation. If that's what they like, let them be. Their
Right.
situation ain't got shit to do with you.
Yep. But one thing people love to do, they will judge you, but you better not judge them.
Right.
You better not judge
I'll
them.
tell you about you, but don't say shit about me.
Exactly. It's the You and You podcast. It's O King Johnny OH_KING_Johnny JONNY. I'm gonna go this way. Next to me is
Oh, got waves in the building. You know what I'm saying? Follow me on the social media, all of them: Twitter, Instagram. What's the other one?
Facebook.
Nah, we ain't talking about Facebook. That's family only.
Black
But,
Planet.
you know, WAVEZ_DC. Follow me.
Go
It's
ahead,
your
Rip.
boy Rip. He is I and I am him. This is your spiritual gangster. Check my blog out, greatestiamblog.com. On Instagram, I'm greatest.i.am.blog.
Next to him is
It's your boy Son, the baby maker. If you don't think I'm sexy, your mother would. Gang gang.
next to him.
It's your boy Littles1126 on Instagram and Twitter, and catch me outside the shrimp boat on Thursdays.
And last but not least,
Scott Jermaine Heggs, author of Hypocrisy in America on Amazon.com. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter, SJH80. I'll keep you hip on all the black news.
That's a fact.
and we're gonna end with this. Your president, Donald Trump, didn't know that he was the president of the Virgin Islands. It's the You and You podcast. We are out of here.
I'm horny, some voice.